said, he's smarter than me. Take me to him, I'm gonna follow him.
Right.
Then mysteriously he get the staff that they try to say was like magic. But if you take sound vibrations and take liquid and put it at a high value, it's gonna spread and you're gonna be able to walk straight through like the images given in the Bible.
Right.
All the pictures you ever saw are for real. It got the waves like this. Why ain't go no other way?
Right.
It could have went any other way. It got it in the image of what Nas explained, getting off the shit. As Atlantis was going down,
We live,
as
baby.
they
We in Vegas.
split the earth from playing what they
One of
say.
our nobles. We gonna build. I'm gonna show y'all some real science live. Let me get this music up. Hey, Noble.
Yeah.
Hey, like we live in Vegas, and so I want to show more how live this is. And here, one of my nobles just jumped on, right? One of my noble Yabani, he was building with us earlier how the spirit of Allah is real. Noble, just say what's up to the people, man, and see when I be telling y'all like this is a real movement. Like how the brother was like, hey man, this is real, he put up on us. This the brother right here, family. In the flesh.
Yeah, sure.
In the flesh, like real man. Like that's what I keep telling y'all, like man, come on, man.
It's real. The energy real. Everybody connected this week. It's the time. Everybody just coming back together, and you don't even know why.
Yeah. No, I want to get no. Go ahead, Noble. Go ahead and build, man.
Now you don't even know how it's happening. It's just when I sent the message, and the first thing you said was you was protecting the brothers. And I said, hey, put the picture up. With me, I don't got no social media as was confirmed when y'all pulled up on me. But what I did was I was so adamant about connecting with my brothers that I drove around Vegas till I found them.
Can y'all hear what the Noble just said? If that music too loud, y'all tell me, you can pull aside. This is what I'm telling y'all with real brothers unite. I'm telling y'all, man, this is what they don't want to happen. They don't want to see brothers out here doing what we doing, connecting on real principles. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, we shaking up the atmosphere.
And it's a good thing. It's supposed to be shaken up because we aligning with everything that we need to align with, each other, the science, unity. Unity is always the key. That's what the prophet said. So just us coming together and putting everything in its proper perspective and getting back to what we need to be. And and that's from a mental standpoint, a physical standpoint, and a financial standpoint. Because in order to run a nation, you need finances, like you always say.
Islam.
And if anybody feel like, when you say give a charitable donation, whether it's $5, whether it's $10, $20, $200, $2,000, if you can stand it, give it up because you know exactly what it's going to.
Off top.
Yeah. And I'm here to tell y'all, look, I ain't gonna put no names on it.
Right.
And I was just showing the brothers just now. I ain't gonna even say what city, because if I say what city, when they see this video,
they gonna know. Yeah.
But this is out of respect
of the people. That's right.
Of our brothers. Because
Islam.
The prophets say that you ain't really supposed to say nothing.
Islam.
Not another Muslim.
Islam.
So I'm not gonna do that.
Now y'all didn't even hear what the brother just said. He just broke some science down to y'all. We said we correct the teachings, but we ain't gotta just put it on the brother. The correct teachings is gonna convict them. Exactly. So y'all know what he talking about. He ain't gotta say no names.
All right. So basically, like, more is supposed to be gathering in a particular city. If you know where they gathering at, then you know what I'm talking about. It's supposed to be from the 15th to the 20th. We just looked. Yep. I was invited to it. I'm not going.
Right.
I'm not going. And I'm not saying nothing bad.
But that's right.
But I'm just not going.
Right.
So if you can see the conviction in my face, I was invited, an invitation with other Muslims, my brothers, Moors.
Yeah.
But I'm not going. Right here where I need to be. And if you're looking at this video, this is where you need to be at, because anything else is frivolous. It's for no reason. You just moving around. You ain't gonna get nothing.
Man, I don't think y'all hit this. I don't think y'all hit this Muslim. I don't think y'all hit a Muslim, man. Your body, look, man. That's why I'm just got the camera on him. I don't really got nothing to say. I just want to watch. I just want to hear my brothers. This ain't about me, man. So
I'm just saying, and it's like, cause I keep a close watch, like, and I know I don't got my picture up there for any of my brothers who looking at this video right now. But this is what I'm gonna say. If you are part of this movement right here, don't go nowhere. Because if you go anywhere else, what somebody else gonna teach you, they gonna confuse you. You're gonna be lost because it ain't gonna be systematic. And it's not gonna be what you envision. Sometimes you be thinking like, hey, the grass greener on the other side because, you know, these Moors run it this way, they do it this way, they do it this way, but it's only one science.
see,
There's only one science.
y'all hear what the noble said?
It's unchanged. It's unchanged.
Never was a time. Come on, man. I mean, hey, I'm talking to my nobles, Alex right here. Y'all looking at Alex, New York. Noble, man. Can you give him who you are, like what you go by, Noble?
Yeah, you know, I'm Hodges Bay. Just for y'all to know what's going on with me. I just recently did 12 and a half years in prison. I'm out of Ohio, official.
Now look, Yabani, my brother on here, Yabani that I was telling you about from Ohio.
Yeah.
Hey Yabani, as the brother building, what part of Ohio you from? But go ahead and finish building, Noble.
Yeah, official. They already know what it is when it comes, especially with this more science and like other
He's from
stuff.
Cleveland.
But I'm unchanged. But I mean, he's a good brother. He's from the other end.
Yeah.
So he know, like I did. So he know if I did 12 and a half years in prison, he know how rough it is in the Ohio prison system. All right. And what I'm saying is, like, nobody. What I'm standing here telling y'all this is completely organic. I didn't grow up in more science. I didn't see no brothers practicing it in prison and wanted to be a part of it because anybody that know me, all the prisons I've been to, Lancaster, Madison, I run them. So I don't need to be a part of nothing, no gang or nothing to feel safe.
Islam.
So me in particular, anybody that know me, that know about me in more science, they can vouch for me. Somebody left it, a big packet. I picked it up. Just, you know, when you see stuff like, hey, it's talking about nationality and birthrights. Let me see what this talking about. As I go through it, it's talking about me. I can't believe it. I'm like, I ain't never heard this nowhere in the world. This going on 7 years now. So I'm going through it. Now I'm intrigued as I'm reading through because this ain't been taught to me in school. This ain't even been taught to me by my parents. This ain't been taught to me by the guy next door. Nobody. So what I'm saying is the science found me. And then to compound that more so y'all can understand how powerful the universe is when you got a connection to something you're supposed to be at a particular place. Alright. When the science found me, other Moors, they gravitated towards me. But they had the wrong science.
I understand where you're going, Noble. The heart was right, but the science is wrong.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here saying I know remotely half of what other Moors know. No, I'm not saying that. But it's the heart.
Islam.
You can feel when it's wrong. Like, you know what? Let me stop this. And guess what? I've been trying to reach out to the brother, KG Bay, ever since, you know, I've been going through stuff mentally as far as like I'm trying to grasp and understanding how some Moors can, you know, do things that they want to do, and it's centered around Because the more science, it gives you structure. When you come to the more science, you got levels all the way from the sheep to the assistant sheep to the grand, all the way down.
Yep.
To the lieutenant Mati, all the way down, all the way down.
All
You create structure. So
Islam.
if you got the heads that being in power, that's what they that's how they gonna take it in. They're gonna run it the way they want to run it because it's benefiting their pocket.
Islam.
And that's the honest to God truth. And I'm not bashing no more. I'm not saying no names. I'm just saying in general. I'm generally speaking. So if anybody offended by what I'm saying, then it apply to them. If they're not offended, then it don't.
Hey, no, but it's like you've been with us for a long time. Because if the shoe fit, nigga, wear it. Excuse my candor. If you feel like that, it's you. If you right, it ain't you. And then our teachers tell us we'll never bring no harm to our brother. I'd never bring no harm to you. I never put you in no situation and be like, man, why did Noble put me in this situation? Or I have to question my heart.
Yeah.
That'll never happen.
And the purpose of me even telling the brothers this is for y'all to understand that if you a part of what KG got cooked up for you, then you in the right place. If you fall straight from this, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know where you're gonna be at in the next couple years or what it might even look like for you because if you don't know your science, it's uncertain.
Yeah. Islam.
Because guess what? The basis of being a Moor, the number one thing of being a Moor is knowing thyself.
Say that again, Noble.
Knowing thyself.
Let the Noble build, man.
If you lose the science, then you lose yourself. I'm basically telling you, I was losing myself. Because it was a lot of bull jive going on. I don't really try to use cuss words too much like that.
That's okay. I do.
So there's a lot of bull jive going on. I just want the brothers to be aware, like now's the time for us all to come together from different cities, all that hatred, all that. No, let's just come together. Let's just do it the right way, and then people should we lead by example. Isn't that what's happening?
That's what's happening.
I'm coming to be a part of it. That's what I'm here for. I'm here because I was called here. The voice called. I found y'all. Guess what? I found y'all. If I would have showed up 2 minutes later, they would have been gone. I wouldn't have saw them. I promise. They would have been to the hotel.
See how real
That's how much it was meant to be.
It was just like straight like that. Straight like that. So that's why I've been telling y'all what real men can do. So how real men gonna come into a situation and then a real man come into a situation, they're gonna be like, wait a minute. They're gonna automatically oversee things because real men do real things. So it's gonna be a certain type of leadership. It's gonna be a certain type of things. When I say we all masters, you master what you're good at. This is about self. And just like the Noble said, hey man, hold on. Look, I wanna show y'all something. Watch this. See if I can turn this around. Just like the Noble was saying, fam, it's about self-mastery. And all our people ain't on here. It's about self-mastery. So I just want to show y'all what real Moors and what real brothers come together and what we can do. That's all I'm telling my brothers. That's all I'm telling my brother. And it is the science. This real, man, like, the brother was hitting me up, and the brother, like, when I was touched, Alex was like, man, who the brother pulling up? I'm like, that's bro off live. He like, bullshit. I said, I know it is. Because off a person's vibration, you can tell. Hey, let me turn this around. Put it on. I'm putting on this, bro. Can you do that for us? You can tell the person's vibration. And I'm gonna go back to our SO workbook. We were talking about, like, when you get your book in our SO workbook, it talks about brothers like us. It talks about a brother that say he's willing to know and don't seek out to know. You shun away from it. I'm giving my own perspective. But a brother that's willing to know, if you like and he's seeking it, you give him light. That's honor. But then you got a brother that act like he know and dress up like he know, but don't want to go around to the right brother that's knowing.
Right.
You shun him and you step over him. That's what you finna do. You finna gonna jump into these teachings because I got books. Like you ever heard of Mind and Study God? You see? Now this is real stuff. You ever heard of the SO workbook? You ever heard of the Catechism of the Morris Quran? You ever heard of the Discover Key Questionnaire? You ever heard of the Unto Thee I Grant? All these science that go to the Quran is gonna blow your fucking mind. Excuse my camera, because they go with your teeth, and that's what they keep away from us. The science. That's what these so-called, no disrespect to nobody, like you said, because I'm not gonna say no names. They keep the science away because they play on your lack of knowing. So if I come in a way that sounds so intriguing, I'm gonna give you a little bit of truth. The rest gonna be bullshit. That's rat poison. So a rat don't go to the rat poison because it's all poison. He gonna go to it because it's like 5% food. The rest poison. He gonna ingest it, think it's right, give it to his people. What's gonna happen in a minute? They all gonna die. And you think you got some food, right? But eventually what you get is gonna kill. It's fucking poison. And so that's what we saying with what we're doing, man. We ain't gotta bash nobody, but the teachers will clean them up because they can't go against the teachings.
No, I'm see. That's me. This video, no matter if it's 3 people watch it or 3,000.
That's right.
This video is a living testament of when the vibrations is high in the universe, for us to come together, there's nothing that's gonna stop it. There's nothing that's gonna stop it. There's nothing that can stop us. Only thing that can stop us is us not believing that we can do it. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. And everything you just asked me is the reason why I'm here, because none of the other boys, what he just said, they're not gonna get it to you. You're not gonna. They don't even understand. You gonna go to these other sheiks, and what the sheik breaking down, they ain't gonna even know that. It's the truth. Y'all laughing, I'm telling y'all.
It's love, man. We in Vegas, y'all.
I know for a fact. It's a temple in Flint, Michigan. It's a temple in my city of Flint. I just went back home a couple weeks, right? I was home. As soon as I got home, I went home for a week. One of my little homies got murdered. So I had to do a little unity for it. It's a more scientific in my area. It's in Shannon. So I can't, I'm telling you real, temple number 19. You can pull it up, Flint, Michigan, more scientific, you'll pull it up. You'll see me right in front of the temple. They like, no, but can you take over the temple? I'm like, let me do some research. Man, the temple of Shannon, they don't even own the temple no more. They own little of so much money. How you can have a group of brothers that say they Moors and our building is in foreclosure? So that's what I'm saying about the brotherhood. And like you were saying, the ego. It ain't about the building. We the building. We can get anything and teach us science. So it's a group of, when I say it's about you, no, it's about all of us and we bringing brothers in. Man, this is more science. When I was going live, I think there was a brother on there. And he humbled himself. He was asking me questions about what we should be focused on, just metaphysics. And I said, well, I hear you. But if you understand more science, that's one aspect of more science. More science is a paradigm of multiple things, like you were saying. Health, all this, wealth, this. So when you're saying about metaphysics, I'm with that. But it's more than that. You got the cherubim and the seraphim. So we can be all metaphysical we want. But what if the temple ain't right? What if we ain't doing things right? What if we poor as hell? Or what he was looking to say is higher self-worship.
Say that again more.
He was looking to say higher self-worship.
Right.
And that's I can break it down for you.
And now with higher self-worship, watch this. And I'm gonna go back to the teachers. If you want the same thing as above, if you want the same thing in heaven as it is in earth, isn't that higher self, lower self? So now watch this, esoteric and exoteric. Have you ever heard somebody say esoteric and exoteric? So exoteric is the outer. Esoteric is the inward. You just said the same thing. So when a brother would take one part of more science and say we need to do this, I say I hear you, but that's just one aspect of the science.
That's basically what I'm explaining. Before you go to the other temples. If for him to say that is not even, it ain't even one part of the science, no. He's saying the science wrong because they together. What is above is below. So you can't mix the two. You gotta it's yin and yang.
Exactly. That's what we were talking about earlier.
No,
So we talking about
now
earlier.
watch this. What you just said, yin yang. Now watch me break this down in our
balance.
science, in our comedic science or our medicine. You just said the yin and yang, right? So that's me understanding the balance, the so-called good and the so-called bad, the so-called bad, the so-called, or this degree and that degree, or the physical and the spiritual.
What is above is below. That's the representation.
Now watch this. Now when we talk about the pendulum, right? In this science, that pendulum swing like this, right? What you just said, when you a master, ain't nobody telling you what you're going to do. What you finna do is control that pendulum. What you finna do is control all 12 manifestations a year. Not saying you got to get rid of them, you're going to control them. So when your pendulum is swinging, it ain't going to swing this far. The damn sure ain't going to swing this far. It's going to be right here where you need to be. Because you're going to have to adjust your pendulum to whatever's going on. So you don't get rid of your Morse Quran when you look at it, when you pop up chapter 5, when you start at verse, I think it's 11 or 12, when they're talking about your working tools. All this is your working tools. So when they take you to think outside the box, why? You got the tools. So what you just said, once you understand the above, what the noble was saying, the metaphysical, and once you understand the below was you combine that, because in Moorish science, God and man is one, right? God and man is one. So if God and man is one, that means you're taking the spiritual and the physical. Islam. What you just said is you can't separate it. You can't be separated. You can't.
It's like basically, look, that's what he's saying, dude. Let the camera see this.
Yeah. You gotta know, look.
This is what he's saying, dude. Not saying not saying that what he's saying, his suggestion wasn't wrong. It's just sometimes we just talk wrong, and I'm like I said, I'm here to tell y'all that sometimes I've been taught wrong. That's what I'm here for. All right, so when he say that, this is basically what you're saying, dude. This is your upper half, this is your lower half. Take this part of your body and remove it from your legs, you can't survive. That's it.
Too simple. That's
Very
science.
simple.
No, that's a science. If anybody want to feel the one day if they want to feel different, that's man-made religion. We ain't rocking with that. We deal with scientific facts. Who are we? Facts. What are we? Facts. What can we do? Facts. Who are we? Facts. Like legally, I'm gonna break down some stuff about the prison system. Like I got all the books, like, so say if a brother get locked up. Now Moorish science is a part of a religion. So when you get locked up and you go into Moorish science, when you look at all the religious Moorish science on there, they ain't gonna tell you, but I'll give it to you and show you. That's number one. Number two, when you go, and say if you get locked up and you under a trial, your shit can come see you at any time, he can represent you. Because I'm a divine minister. I go in all the prisons. If you ever look up some correctional facility in Michigan, I go into it. That's number two. Number three, your religious right. Can't nobody stop that. Not saying that this is, how can I say it? I'm gonna be a rogue Moor. But when we synchronize and come together, and you self-identify, and then when people be like nationalities in order of the day, and I say, well, break it down globally. Because you have the right to self-identify out your mouth. Like that's your right. When you sign things, it's on there. Like when I show you like some forms, you're like, why ain't been doing this? Because they didn't tell us that. So self-identifying. The next part is what the Sheikh's not going to tell you. You can ask any of them. If nationality is the order of the day, right? Why haven't we took this? Why haven't the temples? Why haven't the Sheikhs from the temple took this and nationalized everybody, which they say they can, and take it to the royal courts? This is what you should have in your head. Because every tribe, you have the right to nationalize. Obama told us this in 2010. You have a right of a nationality and the right to change it.
No case in point. Today is
Indigenous people.
today is the said Christopher Columbus Day, right?
Yep.
Today.
Yep.
What he's talking about, so you can know, and further that Barack Obama, when he was in office, he changed Christopher Columbus Day to the Rights of Indigenous People Day. So today is called
Say it again. Indigenous People Day.
the Rights of Indigenous People Day. That's what it's called right now. Right?
That's right.
So that's what the Noble was speaking
Now
of.
watch this. Now watch this, Noble. See, this is why I love real bills. If we indigenous people, right, where we at? We behind the A-wall. You know all the indigenous people out there got parades everywhere. We got to come from off the internet. This is your legal right. All we doing is forcing the rights. It's already enforced.
Because this the day for our Moors to come out and celebrate. Right now.
we need to be present.
They understand that.
No, they did it up under your nose. You can go out. You can go. No. For anybody that's listening, you can go look it up. You gonna have Joe Biden and Barack Obama. They about American flag and your flag. They in between after he rewrote it. But this, just so y'all can know, they recognizing people as being indigenous, right? But when they wrote the bill in, they said that you can't use it in a courtroom. So that's for anybody who, what the Noble's saying, who trying to run around saying they indigenous or part of a tribe without a tribe leader.
Hey, no, you know the system. People don't. It's simple shit. Let me tell you something about the Mormons. Now, so say, I'm gonna throw an analogy out here. We Mormons, right? We under a religion, Mormon. I guarantee you, all of us Mormons are gonna do shit that's dealing with the United States. We ain't gotta stand. We don't go none of that. We ain't going to the military, and my own people gonna defend us. Matter of fact, and they gonna honor that shit.
Now, you know what? That's what needs to be the next mission. For next year, we need to do the rights of indigenous people and call for our Moors to come together on this day because it's put in place by law.
No,
That's not what we was talking about today.
We was talking about
that today, Mo.
Like this is the day. This is the day. And now let me tell y'all some real Moor science. Noble Drew did this. When I show y'all what they had the parades. The women's auxiliary, they had all this. They had the band, they had the dome. It was crazy on this day.
And this day right here is written in the law. As long as we do it right, to get all the permits, they can't tell us to no. Because it's the rights of indigenous people.
And do what? And get the what?
The proper permits.
I just told y'all we have the right to do. You have to talk about why the Ku Klux Klan, and I'm gonna bring some more science down. Because I know a lot of wizards. Because I done been in a lot of things and they have to sit to the table and show me who they are. Now watch this. KKK. When you look at their books and their laws, they go on the Chlorian, the Kloraran. What y'all think they rules set up by? And use your brain, Chlorian.
Spell that one more time, Noble.
KLOA Chlorian. I think I should get y'all the PDF book, but I'll talk about it deeper. I might be misspelling it, but they put the KL in it for the clue, the clucks. But they really is the Quran.
Very similar.
All their stuff is set up exactly off our teachings. And I'm talking about T. So when you see structure, say if you're a noble, and like say you go to prison, and I'm just giving you some real stuff that I know, under this science, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna have to show themselves to you.
Right.
Tell you why? Because you ain't a nigga. They'll tell you why? They understand that you're free. They'll tell you why? That they science and they structure, just like the Klan had, it's all yours. When you go to Seville, J.A. Rogers, that's all your science. That's all Moors. So they know all that stuff is all stolen. When you look at the Blackamoor, the Seville, all that's yours. So when you meet a real clan, like a real clan member with the Confederate flag, the one that I know, when they see a Moor with that fez on, because they wear the fez in secrecy because they Masons, they Grand Rivers are Masons. They come to you like, no, but you ain't a nigga. And so when I say we're not niggas, that shit means something. Yeah. You know that right now. Well, Noble know that. You know for sure.
I don't even use the word. Like I hear you use it. I don't like.
And now watch this. And now watch me. The Noble say he ain't right.
I can call anybody on my phone right now, and they will say like I do not use the N-word. This ain't no cap.
Now you hear what the Noble saying. Now watch what I say. How the Noble explain it. I use it for teaching moments because if you look at any movement, a European is not strong enough to sell you out. It always takes the work of a nigga. We go back to Huey P. Newton, a nigga sold him out for $300. We go back to Patrice Lumumba in the Congo. When you research Patrice Lumumba in the Congo, them Belgians couldn't do nothing without his general selling them out for some money. So when you look at the movement, when you look at things, when you talk about infiltration, when you talk about COINTELPRO, people will sell you out for some things. Like the brother that set up the Black Panthers. He got pulled over for being drunk driving. He was getting ready for 3 months. I got all the documents on the tape. He'll be sitting there, your jaw drop out your face. And he's talking boldly, smoking cigarettes like people in the college store. He'd be like, yeah. You're like, yeah, like man. You're like, yeah.
Who said Fran Hampton?
his name is I got the whole $300. And so now what you were just saying earlier, what I did about the Rex 84. Rex 84 is the secret. Rex 84 is the Alpha, the King Alpha plan. And every now, I'm going to break down what you just said, what happened in prison, and I'm about to break down the King Alpha plan. Now, what you just said in prison, right? You had authority, right? Like when I say with Moors, this the King, and I'm gonna see you this shit. Now, what they do? They already know they got everybody on watch. So they get the heads to bring the other ones in line. So when things happen, like you said, they took all your stuff and they know if they cut the head off, everybody else will fold. So I'm gonna sum it all up. So say if they said a race war happened, and this the King Alpha, they'll tell you, and just like in New York, it's way more Moors and indigenous people than the cops, right? So this is what they plan saying. They say we'll only have a stronghold for maybe a week. After that, it's over. Why would you think that in this movement? And why would you think in a week they'll be able to overthrow us? And it's more of us. And they telling you, they're like, yeah, it's more of them. They'll have control of any city for about a week or two, but eventually it'll crumble. And when you'll be sitting there like, and when you start reading, because I know you know words, I know you deal with linguistics, it's called it's a word that's saying it goes against the indigenous people and the citizens of America because we protect it over, we got certain rights. So I'm paraphrasing, but what you just said, how they'll take a leader and say, okay, this shit finna happen. Like in politics, the King Alfred plan, when the shit go down, when the 10-day cop, when the emergency come, when the planned event come, everybody that's in political power, that's indigenous, you know what happened? They take them out of office.
I came across a book. Look, I came across a book. And if y'all want to research it, I'm about to give y'all the book. Y'all can research it. It's a good book. Anybody who's listening to this, you should go get this book and research it. All right. The book is called. It's gonna add to the noble message what he just said. All right. This book is called The Golden Broth. The Golden Broth. The Golden Broth. All right. The Golden Broth is a hard read. It ain't an easy read because it jumped from a lot of different time periods. The Golden Broth, it breaks down how kingships was started in the world based upon where they started writing from, right? Okay, what am I talking about? Why am I even bringing this up? All right, it's a section in the Golden Broth, right? It's called the Americas.
I know you. I got the book.
Oh, you got it.
I got a whole library.
Hey, look, inside the Golden Broth, George Washington, this is a famous Moor saying. I found it in the book. George cut down the cherry wood tree, which meaning that he took your flag and your nationality. Okay, in the book it tell you how it was done. All right, this is how it was done. He said when they came, he say, I'm paraphrasing. He say the savages. He don't use a Moor. He don't use the N word. He say the savages. Okay, how do I know that at this particular time when he's saying savages, that he's speaking about us? In the same book, they say Native American. So distinguish the two. Right. No, you gotta understand how to read books.
No, you now watch this. I'm gonna give you something. I'm gonna give you something else. You ever heard of Thomas Jefferson?
Building.
Now watch this. Now watch this. Now see, now watch this. There's another book that's gonna be with that. I got one Thomas Jefferson Quran by a scholar back in the day. I got one of Thomas Jefferson Qurans when the British went in the war with the Americans. They tried to burn up Thomas Jefferson Quran because Thomas Jefferson was inaugurated on the Quran. Yeah. Now watch this. The word that you're saying, when you get to read, in the military things like from Montezuma to the shores or whatever to Montezuma, that army thing.
From the shores of Montezuma to the
But watch this. So in the speaking, when Americas, when all of them was in debt with the indigenous people, So when we was on the waters, in the science, I'm gonna give it to you. I taught that. They call you a pirate.
Yeah.
They call you a Corsica.
Yeah.
They call you a Berber.
Kozar.
And they call you a Corsica Berber. Because they ain't call it, like you said, they call you, but they call you, all these is you, Corsica Berber. In the Moorish Quran, because they explain, they call you a pirate, then they call you a Corsica, then they call you a Berber, and then Swarty. All that's you.
Yeah.
And so like you were saying, they not reading. And so they not understanding linguistics to say, like you said, heathen, they talking about you.
Yeah.
And in all those things, they talking about you. They just twisted the linguistics.
Because he's speaking of how he was how they came to the Americas, and he say Native Americans.
Yeah.
Because not to get too far on that part, to get too far off subject, is they knew to say that because 1942 when
1492 when Columbus came?
Yeah, 1492.
Yeah. So-called.
SoCal when Columbus
Yeah,
came.
Moors with him.
Around 1492.
Yeah.
He went to Spain first.
Yes.
And he went to Spain because he had owed the Queen of England some money for
Watch this.
for voyages he couldn't pay. So he had ran to Prince Ferdinand.
Watch this. We finna build, boy.
Yeah, we building.
He had ran to Prince Ferdinand and said, I need some money to travel to India.
Ooh.
Okay, so once he go to what he think is India, the story of him getting blew off course or whatever the case may be, they land on I think it's like the Bank of California or something like that, or something like around that area.
Right.
Okay, so it's in the book They Came Before Columbus, exactly where they landed at. So if I'm paraphrasing and saying it wrong and anybody read the book,
You right on point.
all right, cool. So
Yeah, Mo Bill.
so actually when they see him, they say, hey, that's an Indian, because they think they in India. Okay. All right. So when the maid grabbed the Indian, he had a gold staff in his hand, and they had to pay the Queen of England back. So gold is what they came and searched for, but in India. All right. So when they grabbed the Indian, the said Indian, they take him back to Spain. They put a map in front of this man. They say, where you get this from? He don't speak their language, so he looking at them and just shaking their head. But he under duress, right? So if somebody got a gun to your face, you know you better figure something out, or you know. All right. So they put a map in front of him. They asked him where you get this from? He keep doing it, shaking his head, because the Indian is the first person, the one they kidnapped from off the shores of California. He was the first person to correct their map. We already, as Moors, traveled everywhere and already had all the navigations. They map wasn't even full yet.
It's crazy.
All right.
I done told you.
Wasn't we building all this earlier?
All right. So look, in the book, The Golden Prophet, this is important. It's pivotal, because anybody who listening to this, if this don't wake you up, you should go read this book. But if this don't wake you up, then I don't know what will. Because George Washington in The Golden Prophet, he cut down a cherry wood tree, which is basically giving it's symbolic to your nationality and birthrights, and your flag that's 10,000 plus years old.
Now what this noble said, that's all symbolic of your feds. That's what's on the Liberty Bell now.
Yeah.
That's like when I ask boys when they say Leviticus 25 and 10. And when I say why the Liberty Bell symbolic, why the Liberty Bell is cracked, because that's when your birthright was took. And when you take the feds and when you turn it inside out, it represents your liberty. That's why the Fed is so important, because when you turn the feds inside out, the soft feds, that's that gone. That's what they hide from you.
Yeah. All right, so look, this is in the book. He say that the savages, not the Indians, or the Native Americans, what it say in the book. He said the savages traded in a hierarchy for monarchy.
For what?
The hierarchy
For what?
a monarchy.
Come on, they missed that whole part.
Yeah.
That's
Now
it.
just go look at the word. Like if you don't know what those words mean, just go look them up.
Yeah, look it up.
Okay.
Willingly.
So this was listen. What we going through essentially was a bet. I promise to you. They come and they say George Washington and the South. It's in the book. They together. He say, your people want to trade in a hierarchy for a monarchy. He said, nah, my people won't do that. He said, they want to be a part of what we got going on, which this is when we said, hey, we all together, we want to be a part of your democracy. That's when they created political parties. All right, you got a lot of people that go around and say, hey, Barack Obama was not the first president of the United States. It was a different, so-called more John Henson. That is absolutely wrong. John Henson was not the president of the United States, but he was the first president of the Republic before they unified.
Right.
So in the U.S. Constitution, what's written in the U.S. Constitution, it said that anything that was written in a republic is to withstand, which meaning that when John Henson was in power, he was the first Moorish president of the republic. Just when they say the republic for which it stands,
right?
That part. That's why on the back of the dollar bill is two seals. It's dual seals, which meaning that it's two.
One republic.
Yeah. So John Henson was not the first president of the United States.
Absolutely not.
He was the first Moorish president of the Republic.
The Republic.
Of the Republic.
The Articles of Confederation.
So boom. So he said, this is what the South say. He say, and this is why we are. This is why it's time. Moorish Islam. He say, if you can trick my people, trick them. And he said, but once they wake up, you must free them.
Period.
So all we gotta do is band together and say,
free ourselves.
That's it.
It's time.
Do y'all hear
that kind of sound like the story of Job, don't it?
Now watch this.
That's the golden broth, though. The golden broth.
That's the golden. But also in that, now watch this. How we can break it down to the history. Get the book. You probably can't get it no more. And they didn't teach us in school. It's called The War of Ferdinand and Isabella. It's a book. It's called The War of Ferdinand and Isabella. And what the noble just said, where the golden broth got all the science from, is that book. They wrote it, and we'd be like, oh, but he got the book from the history. That book is in the Library of Congress. If you can't get it nowhere, it's a red book, and they got the whole, and it's in the Library of Congress. So it's called The War of Ferdinand and Isabella. And when you start reading it, you'll see how the war was overthrown. You will also read how there was a slave ship called the slave ship of Jesus the Lambic. How they got the Moors to really go, because they had Demi Moorhead on there. And I'll show you all this. So all this stuff is historical. Oh yeah, I know, that's what I came. Yeah, all this stuff is historical, like what the noble just built on. We share laws. It ain't no papers we gotta file. Like when we talk about when we defend the laws and defending the Constitution, what the noble just said. When we talk about on that dollar, when we talk about that double. I'm trying to tell y'all. I don't know why y'all afraid of money. I don't know why y'all afraid of the Novus Testament. All that the New World Order, we are the New World Order. The New World Order is what the world you living in.
It's us coming to ourselves.
But what the noble just saying, when it's two worlds, what he just saying is, what the hell is you afraid of? All we gotta do is like you said, step up and come, because the laws agree to what we saying.
Right.
And all we gotta do is, we come together, we can put the laws right in their face. The laws that they agreed to was the treaties, not on no road shit.
Right.
We'll be like, okay, the rights of indigenous people, boom, boom, boom. The religious right of indigenous people to be private, to be not public. It's there. Part self, noble. I'm kind of rusty, but is it Act 5 that we pardon impartial? What you mean you ain't rusty? Now watch. Now see how now we're gonna talk duality. Act 5 is a part. When I take Act 5, I'm gonna show you that's part of the civil law. I'm gonna show you that's part. I'm letting you know that. Yeah. Part it's in our teachings that you supposed to know your law, and there's two. It's in your teachings. That's why we telling people like I'm just going with the Quran. I'm just going with our teaching. We say that's not more science. But it's Orthodox. Well, that's not more science. We do things the Moorish way. Now, if you want to do 5 salats, that's on you. Now, I'm gonna show you in the Islam Quran, show you that has nothing to do with law. That's some shit that somebody made up, which is true. This shit. But as a Muslim, you do it morning, noon, when you want to. Also, you'll walk the testimony. So everything this noble saying, man, the law, all we gotta do is defend the laws. We have the right. We have the right to be who the hell we are. Okay. The touch up, because sometimes it be, you know, when people can clarify stuff better. All right. So Islam, it means I self-loyal master, right? Y'all know that.
Yeah.
All right. Islam means peace. Islam.
Wait, no. I hate to keep interrupting you. Because why? What do Islam mean?
Hold on, I'm trying to break it down.
They ain't hearing you, bro, because that religion is peace.
Listen. I'm trying to break it down.
I'm just excited. I got bumps on my arms because it's peace.
Look,
It's real. Energy's real right now.
So when they make all this spookism, like the brother say, it means peace. All right, so look. So basically what we was talking about Melchizedek, right? This, you know, this for like the Bible people, which is, you know, we believe in schools of thought. So we gotta be able to understand and dissect that too.
Right.
Okay. Now look, I'm about to tell y'all.
Break it down.
I self-loyal master, which
Right.
what the prophet told us, know thyself. Right. Okay. Then it also means peace. Then inside the Bible, when we talk about Melchizedek, which is a big mystery swirling around this person, if you're not in that, to understand and put everything together. Okay. In there, it say that Jesus was to be like Melchizedek, without mother, without father, without beginning or end. Now check this out. Why am I saying this or bringing this up? Being the king of Salem. Salem meaning king of peace. Which symbolically, they just saying Islam, but it's been switched.
Point blank.
That's it. They just telling you that it's Islam. You just gotta know what it means. They telling you that Jesus is to be like somebody else. You don't hear Christians say that. Okay, who is he to be like? Melchizedek. Without mother, without father, without beginning, without end of days. Being the king of Salem, meaning he the high priest forever and ever.
Right.
Which meaning the king of peace. Okay, what other word means peace? Islam. It's too
Decipher the code. That's what we hit.
It's just telling that Jesus and Allah was Moors. I mean, how? Noble. Man, look. They master navigators.
Yeah, talk it. Come on, y'all. We got 10 minutes. Talk.
You say master magi, master adepts.
Yeah.
Point blank. They descended from the same place. If y'all want to give the biblical story, these was people in an area. When you read these teachings, you'll be like, wait a minute, they were in a certain area. No way it couldn't be nobody that looked like me.
It just go back to peace.
It go back to peace.
And peace means Islam.
That's what it means. So when you see Arabic or somebody say, when they say they call God Allah, if you don't know them and you don't have a conversation with them, you don't know they're just saying God. But if they righteous, if they dealing with the science, they gonna say no, Islam ain't submission. Islam is peace. Because when you want some submission, that's a religion. And I tell my brothers, what you submit to? You submit to peace. That's your higher self. You ain't submitting to shit. You ain't submitting to me. This ain't that science. Yeah. Like this, I'm just bringing brothers. I'm a math. I'm a fisher of men. I'm an example of the flesh, like our one of us said. What's an angel of Allah code in the flesh? So all we doing is building off each other. That's all we doing. And when nobles come, like I said, I'll give you all a prime example. The noble already coming. And like we said, how we deal with spirits. How can a noble that can come on here and talk to y'all from straight love,
Right.
and then be so manufactured with the science, and be like, man, what y'all doing? This brother, like what I'm saying, y'all, like this ain't no, okay, we're gonna sit here, I'm gonna ask you these questions like a lot of brothers do. And he know what I'm saying. A lot of brothers like, I'm gonna ask you these questions and then we're gonna do a scripted thing. This ain't no script. This ain't no audition. This is just like, this is what brothers do. And so this is a true deal. And the brother's already coming under what he's telling pretty much people, and he can correct me if I'm wrong. You got to understand a certain particular part of wisdom to even begin to go into the next level. Because like I said, there's levels to this. And you got to be willing to go through the levels and let the levels correct you. And to be guided by brothers. Because there's no ego with me. It's like the brother Bill, he teaching me too. And then he said something else y'all ain't catch. A teacher want to be everywhere where wisdom at. He said it different, but he said it. But I listen to everything. When you with wisdom, you want to be around anywhere your brother is at because you're going to adapt to that wisdom, and it's something that you can learn.
Right.
And it's gonna make you better. It's gonna make you grow. Time to go on the phone. It's gonna make you grow. Your life is about to die.
Nah, you got 5 minutes.
5 minutes. It just make us grow. Like when you connect back with your brothers, then you always gonna be at an advantage versus a disadvantage. Like I was watching the Po Boy rally, right? And I tend to, pay attention to all these type of things that go around in the country. And I'm bringing this up because this is not only did once they took the fizz and separated us from the flag and our nationality and our birthrights, they made us hate each other. Okay, you got the Po Boys, right? Which I don't want to give, light to what they doing, but this is what I want to get light to. They asked for all their people to come out, and they got, some of these guys on stage. I don't know them. I was just watching a little video, right? But what stuck out to me is some random European got on stage, grabbed a mic, and said, "Don't we love each other?" And the whole crowd roared. They roared. They roared. And that's what we got to get back to.
That's what we got to get back
to when a random person say, "Don't we love each other?" We roar, but we mean it though. Not faking it, or not us come together when it's a tragedy or when something happened. Because when something happened and we come together like during trying times, then people expecting us. We just need to come together all the time.
Yeah, come on. Islam.
Any final words you want to say to people, Noble?
And like I said, I just want to give you all love, and I'm giving love to Brother Hodges May, man. I'm giving love to my noble Alex, and like I said, man, I'm gonna be honest with y'all because I'm transparent. I'm ecstatic for what we're doing, man. And just more, just keep building, keep searching, keep questioning yourself, keep investigating things. Just like if you got a woman, you'll be making sure your woman right with you. You don't want your woman to be lying to you. I'll make it simple. You don't want your kids to be lying, so treat this the same way. Why would you want some more to be lying to you because they look good? I don't want you to go in no burning house and you got to come back to me like a notebook full of stuff because I'm easy to reach. So that's all I want to share, man. Like, I'm out, man. Boys, y'all know what we're doing. It ain't nothing I got to say, man. Like,
Y'all see what's going on, Moors? It's real action, live in action. We really out here affecting the community. Feel me? Continue to support Islam.
That's real, man.